Welcome to Joe's Atmosphere. Okay. All right, boys and girls, we have a very exclusive subject tonight here on State of the Atmosphere. I've got some friends along so we can talk video games. We're going to talk about mobile games, computer games, consoles, hottest chicks, all kinds of stuff. We're going to get into all of it. It may take us a couple of shows. Who knows? But we're going to get into it tonight on State of the Atmosphere. All right, boys and girls, welcome aboard for State of the Atmosphere. I'm your host, Joe's Atmosphere. And as usual, I've got some compadres along. First in tonight was Das Wolfen. What's going on, man?
Oh, not a lot. Just ready to talk some video games.
Yeah, man. That's going to be fun, as usual. And, of course, we've got Knock next in the house. What's going on, man?
Not too much. Just John's going to be sad to hear this, but I have put a self-imposed ban on myself for one, drinking, and two, playing Jedi Survivor, because this exam is kicking my ass and I need to focus on it. So
Wow.
I have put my own little self-imposed ban on it.
That's called self-discipline, and it's very good to see. No problem, man. That's awesome. That's awesome. And, of course, the best backup quarterback in the league is here. Matt, how you doing, buddy?
Doing great. Glad to be here.
That's good to hear. Good to hear. Well, you guys know what the subject is tonight, man. We're going to talk video games. And I was running late today. I've got a list for us to start with, but I'm ready to take this conversation any way we want to go. First of all, let me ask you guys, what was your first video game console that you played on? What was the first thing you ever played on? Start with John. What did you play on first?
I believe it was the Magnavox Odyssey.
Really?
Yeah, the original one, not the Odyssey 2 that had the cartridges. The original one that had the sliders. It didn't have the controllers that you could take out. Yeah,
I got you. Hang on one second. My man Jed Ravenwolf is here. What's going on, man?
I was confused at the time.
Oh, sorry, man. I put it in there like it's a television show. I always give it the Eastern and Central times. It's up to you to figure it out. If you're in Pacific, subtract 3 hours from East, 2 hours from Central. Yeah. You'll get there.
Oh, I heard about the Odyssey because that was one of the first consoles I had.
Yeah.
I was coming in here. So yeah, the cartridges and stuff were it was black and white, and then the other one was color, a little bit of color and stuff. So yeah.
I remember playing Pong, but I don't remember what console I played it on. It was either ColecoVision or Intellivision. I can't remember which one it was, but we had one of those two. What about you?
Sorry for interrupting anything.
Oh, you're good, man. You're good. You're good.
People say I'm famous for that. A few times.
some folks like to show up fashionably late. It's a thing. It's a thing. Exactly. Knock, what was your first console you played on?
Before I go into that, I did want to mention that I played, what was it? I think it was Test Drive. It was a racing game. I think it was the second one, and the loading screen was actually Pong. I thought that was really.
That's cool.
More games don't do that, where the loading screen is a little mini game. And I remember when I played it, I played for like an hour just doing Pong, rather than like the race was ready to start. I was having fun playing Pong. But I'm not sure what came first, because I know I played Doom on PC, and then I know I played Atari. And my first console was a Sega Genesis.
Okay.
My personal first.
Ruben's in. He says now the show will go off the rails. I sent you you and Jed a link on Gilded if you want in here, Ruben. You big troublemaker. Talking about it. He says now the show will go off the rails because Jed showed up. Yeah.
Oh, people famously call us the Demolition Brothers sometimes. So, when shows go off rails when me or him join sometimes.
Yeah, but see, today it's not going to go off the rails because we're just going to talk video games any way we want to talk about them. What about you, Matt? What was your first console you played on?
Well, first of all, when I hear Demolition Brothers, all I can think about is the Demolition Tag Team from WWF with Axe and Smash.
Axe and Smash.
Late 80s when they had the BDSM gear on.
Oh, man. Yeah.
But
scary.
Yeah. But yeah, as far as first video game system, the first one that I ever played was Atari. We did have an Atari, and I don't even remember much about it. About the only game I can remember playing on it was a kangaroo game. I think it may be even called Kangaroo, but I just remember that, and so that would have been my first for sure.
I think that was a ColecoVision.
Well, could have been. Could have been. I mean, it's a little muddy for me, man. I just remember this thing was a clunker. It was about the size of my keyboard, only twice as thick. You know what I mean? Whatever it was I was playing, I think it was ColecoVision. I think that's what it was. But the one I really, spent a lot of time on to begin with, though, was that Atari. We bought all kinds of games for those things, And, we bought all these games, but the ones we ended up playing the most was that one game that came with it that had like 4 different versions of the tank game and the plane game and,
Combat.
Yeah, Combat. That one. I played the hell out of that game. It was ridiculous. We played the shit out of it. And, in its infancy, you could, defy logic and defy physics, man. You flew from one side of the screen. All of a sudden, you jumped over to the other side of the screen and stuff. It was crazy, man. Did crazy stuff. I've always enjoyed video games. And actually, my phone that I use is always dictated, but especially since the advent of the cell phone, it's always been dictated by what console I'm playing on. For instance, one of the first high dollar cell phones I got, with the screen and the tiles and everything, was a Windows phone because I was playing Fable on 360. And you could sign right into it on there, into the Microsoft network, and then. Whenever I started playing DCUO on the PlayStation with knocking them, that's when I switched to an Apple phone because it had apps for the PlayStation you could use on it. So I had to switch phones that way. Who is this? Sign Riv. Oh, that's your lady, huh?
Yeah, that's all right. My other half right there.
Was it though? Yeah, she says that was it. Cool. And Real Wade Nation Gaming Clips, 7 away from 4 PP goal. Okay, he must be talking about his. He must be talking about his subscribers. I think he probably meant 400. Let's see. Unfortunately, it won't be I won't be able to watch live for tonight later stream. No problem, bro. And your lady says hail. All right. Well, I've got a list here of the top 100 video games ever. And I am going to start at number. I guess we could start at 100 and start talking about it and just see where it takes us. But I mean, this is a lot of video games here. It's from IGN. Hang on, let me pull it up real quick.
Oh, you know there gonna be some bangers up in that if it's from IGN. Then
Well, I can't. I mean that I already don't agree with their top one, man. It's
that's
ridiculous.
the reason why I said this.
Yeah.
There's gonna be some.
Let's see. They've got Borderlands 2 as their number 100. I've never played Borderlands. Have you guys played the Borderlands series?
I've played through every single Borderlands game.
Yeah.
Constantly.
What were you saying, John?
I've messed around on it. I just couldn't get into them.
Yeah.
I got really into number 3 with my brother, and then that's when I got pneumonia. Then I hadn't played it after.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So
That was a scary time,
I never
man.
got back into it. Yeah,
I
never got back into it.
Yeah, yeah. The graphics looked a little different to me. That's one of those games that almost borders on kind of an artwork style for their graphics. You know what I mean?
Yeah. They lean into that for sure.
Yeah, they're cell shaded.
Yep.
Yeah, and then if you go from 1 to 2 to 3, you see the graphic difference from all 3 because they remade 1 too, would put the updated stuff from Borderlands 2 in there and made it modernized a little bit because the old one was like the first one. I literally went and did every single quest in all 3.
Mhm.
I've done every single thing you could do in all 3.
It's a
Man.
looter shooter. It's a looter.
Is
shooter.
it?
Yeah,
Is it?
it's huge. Yeah, and I've maxed out all my characters on every. I just got
That's cool.
bored, so
Yeah, I hear you. Number 99, they got here Divinity Original Sin 2. I wouldn't even know what this is.
It's a Diablo-ish kind of.
yeah, it's
D&D, kind of. It's very fantasy.
Mhm.
Yeah.
driven.
Okay, before we get too far, the Borderlands series, is that on a certain console or is that for all of them?
Is that on
Play-
PC? It's definitely console.
it's
PlayStation.
on
Some
PC and
PC.
console both. Yeah.
Yeah.
'Cause-
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. What about Divinity Original Sin? What's
Both.
that one?
Both.
Both.
Both. Yeah.
Final Fantasy 7 is at 98.
Way higher.
Yeah, that's kind of stupid.
That does sound kind of stupid because
that should be in the least top 10 right there.
Yeah, we're going to see what the rest of this list is about because
yeah.
it must be very. I mean, I know they're going to include a lot of Nintendo games on that list, but it's
Final Fantasy 7. I know my
still good to make a remake for it. So I mean,
my daughter and her cousins played the shit out of that game. David played the shit out of that game.
I haven't played the remake at all.
I haven't either.
I'm going to wait until they actually create the full game. Right now.
Oh, you're going to be waiting 10 years for that now.
Yeah, I know. So I'll probably never play it. Yeah. The first remake is going to be like so outdated when I get my PS6.
Right, PS6.
They're going to have to remake the remake.
I would say PS8 by that time. So. But the thing that it frustrated me about the remake is they went away from canon and history and totally changed.
I heard about
everything.
that.
And
they changed the story.
And the most, the people that have played Final Fantasy VII, the most impactful moment in it. I don't know if do you know what I'm talking about?
If they haven't played it by now,
I was fixing to say it's a turn-based game. I would never play it.
It's a 30-year-old game now, both. So when you have all your good gear on the healer, and then they go and kill the healer off, and you can't get your shit back. Sephiroth comes out of nowhere, stabs her in the back, and he's like, So.
Oh man. That does not sound good.
Yeah, I was so pissed the first time when I played that. Oh, oh my god! I usually put all my good stuff on the healers in the tanks. So I was just because I played.
The remake is definitely less of a turn base.
Yeah, it's basically they're like, hey, let's update it for modern audiences, kind of bullshit, and I'm like,
anytime you hear that, it's a problem.
Yeah.
Anytime you hear that, yeah.
Yeah, it was basically a remake. This is the reason why when they're gonna have Knights of the Republic, they said the same thing. I told them to go fuck themselves.
I still can't wait for it though. I still can't wait for it.
Yeah, look, Knock is all in. I mean,
Because Revan is my favorite character in.
Well, obviously.
My name.
You know, it's in your name. Yeah. But yeah, Knock. When they first announced it, he can't wait. It can't get here quick enough for him. Since we're on the subject, what is your favorite franchise in video games, guys?
Fallout.
Fallout, yours?
I would say.
Yeah, Fallout for sure is a good one.
I have several. I have Zelda, Mario, Fallout, like Borderlands, Assassin's Creed, like
Assassin's
Halo,
Creed's not a good one. Even the most recent has,
Yeah.
Assassin's
Dude, I will say this. On the last 3 that came out, like especially Valhalla, I think Odyssey and Valhalla, I've almost 100% both of them, and I have all the DLC for all 3. I love how they put the role play elements in all 3, and I cannot say enough because I still do love the older ones, but the last 3 that came out really got that gamer in me, that RPG gamer. I was like,
it's funny because people are like, "Oh, it's not Assassin's Creed anymore." It's like, well, guess what? I didn't like sneaking around like a little bitch, and
yeah, I was fixing to say,
I wanted, like, especially with Odyssey, that was a big one, and then Valhalla, I like just walking up to the front gate and just killing the guards and going in and murdering everybody.
Yeah,
which you could do in those ones. That's what I like to do.
Sometimes it's good to do that, but other times you just want to go in there and just raise hell, So that's the reason why I love that you could put your own situation in there.
I bought number 3 because it has to do with the American Revolution, which I'm really into.
I like that one.
And I started playing that one, but I never finished it because I hate stealth games, man. I can't stand that shit.
Wait. Did you get a new controller for tonight?
No, I didn't. And I'll be steering clear of the PS2. So, yeah. Wow, that was bad, wasn't it? Wasn't that the PS2 controller? Yeah, it was. It was the PS2. Yeah, absolutely. But and I bought at Knox's suggestion because he knows I'm a big pirate guy. I bought Black Flag, the 4th one.
Oh, Black Flag is awesome, man.
And I really want to play that one. I really want to. I just haven't
such a good one.
booked the time. You know what I mean?
Start getting those shanties going.
Oh yeah.
Well, Black Flag used to be my favorite until like Odyssey and Valhalla came out, and I'm like, I think the newer ones are gonna knock Black Flag into 3rd place.
Yeah. It's funny because there was a game that was supposed to have been out forever ago, and it just gets nonstop delays. Skull and Bones was basically supposed to be just the ship version of Assassin's Creed Black Flag, where you're just dealing with the ships. And then for the last how many years has this been?
It's been 5 or 6 years.
Like that.
It's been a few.
So it just keeps getting pushed back. So I don't know what really happened.
Well, since Assassin's Creed 4 came out, they were talking about that they're going to, that they wanted to do just the ship portion.
I think they've missed their time.
They missed their window.
Pirates were a huge thing for a few years. I even got into what is that show? The Treasure Island one.
I don't remember.
Black Sails?
Yes, Black Sails.
Oh, yeah,
I love that show.
That was years ago.
That was a great show.
I have not watched it yet. That's another thing on my list. Yeah.
Great show.
Yeah. Matt, what's your favorite video game franchise? Do you play? Are you a big gamer?
Well, yeah, not in quite a while. I mean, I would say GTA is probably my favorite series.
Yeah.
Vice City.
Yeah, I mean, I enjoy everything. I probably played GTA Los Santos, I guess. I guess the one from 2004.
Is that 5?
5's Los Santos.
Okay.
Four is Liberty City.
And then 3 is not 3. There's Vice City. So
I'm talking about the one that came out in 2004 on PS2. That was in, I know they've had at least 2 that were in Los Santos, but
San Andreas.
That was number 3.
I'm sorry, GTA San Andreas.
Okay.
The way they did it, where they went 1, 2, 3, and then started Vice City, because Vice City should be 4.
Right. I guess if you don't Yeah, I don't know.
San
You know, there
Andreas.
were expansions that came out around then too. But so yeah, GTA San Andreas. That's probably the one of that franchise, the one that I've played the most. So yeah, that'd have to be my favorite.
All
Talking
you
about
had
this
to
one
do,
right here.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
all
Okay.
you had to do was catch the train, CJ.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Which that mission, the secret to that one is you just got to keep a little bit of distance between the dirt bike and the train.
Yep.
That's the key.
Well, I never. My son tried to turn me on to that game, and as soon as I saw I had to beat up and shoot cops and shit, I was like, nah, I can't. No. You guys know me. I'm a little.
Yeah.
I like playing the hero. I'm not into being the bad guy. So yeah,
There wasn't
it
a
didn't
lot of
sell it for me.
missions that were harder than GTA 3 finding that stupid little helicopter.
Oh, God, dude, I'm like,
Yeah.
The worst mission. I failed that so many times.
Yeah, the one where it ran out of fuel.
Yeah, running out of fuel, and then
Yeah.
or the timer would go out before you can get to all the levels. And
Right.
Or the very end of GTA 4, we've got to make that jump into the boat.
Mm-hmm.
I only
And you
played
keep-
GTA 4 the one time, so I don't remember much about the actual game itself. I played it. I remember playing it, but I didn't replay it a lot.
See, I like the precursor to that, and it was on the PlayStation and the PlayStation 2, and that was Driver. I loved that series, man. If you ever played that back in
Driver
the
was
day.
pretty cool.
Driver was pretty cool, especially the first one. I've got to get me another copy of Driver for the PS1 because, man, that part at the end where you're driving the president in that fucking limo is just bizarre.
Yeah, but fuck that parking garage tutorial.
Right? That thing
Some
sucks.
of those things, they just made up those names, and I had no we didn't have freaking internet back then. I didn't know what the fuck to look up. What is a loop-de-loop or whatever? It was, there was like a list. You had to complete a list of the special techniques or whatever. And
Right.
some of the ones on the list I'd never even heard of. I was a freaking, what is it?
Yeah.
10-year-old kid. I didn't know
Right.
these techniques, and
Right.
there's no way to look them up.
Well, Driver, I played the first 2 chapters of it, but when you started having to get out of the car and shoot people and shit in Driver 3, that's when it turned me off. I was like, no, I bought this to drive a car. If I want to go shoot people, I'll buy one of those army games or something. You know what I mean?
Any of you ever played the Stuntman game?
Dude, yes. I was gonna. That's where I was going with that.
Yeah, I
yes,
thought that might have been where you were going. That
absolutely.
game was just so cool. They could
It
set the
was.
camera and all that good stuff. And
On the PS2,
man.
you had Stuntman, and then on the PS3, you had Stuntman Ignition was the name of it. Was the second chapter of it. And my gosh, man, if you guys have never played this, has anybody on the panel besides me and Knock played this thing?
I don't think I played the Ignition one. I think I remember seeing it, but I don't think I actually played it. I remember.
Did you play it, Jed?
Yo, dude, I played everything.
Yeah, dude, man, I spent. Other than DCUO, I've probably spent more time on the original Stuntman than any other game, man. I was trying to get, like you were saying about the other game you were talking about, getting 100% completion. That's what I was shooting for with Stuntman, the original, dude. I was trying to get top scores on everything, man.
Yeah.
It was crazy. Let's see who's in the chat here. E. Clay Thomas says, hail. Let's see. All right, yeah, and they're just saying hi to each other. But yeah, it's good to see you, E. Clay Thomas. We're talking video games tonight. But yeah, man, you started for you guys that didn't play it. And by the way, I don't know if you guys remember these guidebooks. I bought one for that one. I bought one of those guidebooks from GameStop for that game right there.
I did it for RPGs. That's usually
I have a whole shelf of just guidebooks from the 80s, 90s, up until the 2000s.
But Stuntman, let me tell you, dude, it was so great because, and I highly recommend it. If you've got the ability to play a PS2 game, and I'll start playing it again once I get a PS2 controller. Because the one I've got sucks. It sticks.
You don't want to see what he did last week.
Oh God, it was horrible. I was trying to play. Which one was I trying to play? Was it the Force Unleashed?
The first Force Unleashed.
Force Unleashed. It might have been on PS3 then. I was playing that.
It was
that might be the controller that's fucked up. I'm gonna have to watch it tonight. I think I'm doing Xbox 360 tonight, though. I think I was gonna use that, but
But you can do the game on there too if you have it.
Stuntman.
Yeah, you can. No, okay. I thought you could do the Star Wars game on there too.
Yeah,
It's on there
true.
too.
True, and I may have an Xbox copy of it. I'm not sure.
So,
But anyway, you started with a movie called Toothless and Whopping was the name of the fucking show. It was one of these British snatch type action movies, gangster movies, right? And the cool thing about it was they gave you like 2 or 3 scenes. I think it was just 2 scenes in the first movie you had to drive through. But once you finished it, it made a good enough score because you could blow some stunts and still stay in it. But if you got to the end of the stunt, all right, what it did was it showed you the trailer for the movie, and all the driving scenes in the trailer were your actual gameplay.
Okay,
And it was freaking awesome, dude. Huh?
I just sent you a gameplay YouTube of it.
Yeah. What is it?
Yeah, I just sent you a YouTube video of it.
Okay, cool. Hang on. Yeah, man. I'll be glad to put that one up for sure.
It's 2 hours, so you could skip through. I think it does the whole damn playthrough.
Yeah, let me take a look real quick and see what we can.
I haven't been able to find it, but I remember a buddy of mine that had this is when we were kids. He had a game on NES where you did stunts. I mean, it was very rudimentary, and you could actually see an instant replay of the stunts. But I cannot remember for the life of me the
California Games.
I can't remember. I just
that
remember
game I played so much of. It's so frustrating though.
yeah,
I just remember being in amazement as a kid playing Nintendo. The fact that I could watch a replay of what I did, it was just mind-boggling at the time.
Now, I'm going to go ahead and share this. I've got to redo my sharing. I got to represent here. No, remove. I want to stop sharing, and then I want to bring it up and add the sound. Yeah, I'll show you the opening of the game because that's really cool. Because everything about this fucking game is badass. It's just awesome. I love it. But yeah, check out the opening of Stuntman. It's pretty damn cool. Info Games. Atari made this. Yeah, I forgot. Atari
was awesome, man.
Mm-hmm. Reflections. That's the same guys that worked on Wet, the one I showed you this weekend, buddy.
In the days of its infancy,
Yeah.
the stunt performance profession was pioneered by the
I love this.
of acrobats and circuses.
The Stuntman.
As the public's demand for on-screen chases, crashes, jumps, smashes, and explosions is never satisfied, so the stunt performer has evolved into a highly trained professional. This is not a life for the timid. This is where men and women.
Did they have you do any stunts? Did they have you do any stunts where you were working with somebody else?
For your eyes.
I don't remember.
Co-op?
No, not even really co-op, but like computer. I'm trying to think if everything was just done by yourself.
I think this is a solo game, I think. Pretty sure.
I understand that, John. I'm talking about like if you had to deal with computer, like say who's driving that second car in that scene, kind of deal.
Yeah,
And
I got you.
line it up based on what the computer did.
Man, look at that shit.
You know what that reminds me of the Triple XXX video game where they had the skate game where they had that at the beginning too.
Yeah. This game is awesome. I'm going to try and find the trailer for Toothless and Whopping.
Oh, you just passed it.
No, this is gameplay of it. I'm looking for the trailer at the end. Toothless and Whopping, yeah. Looks like it had 3 scenes. Okay, there it is. There's the trailer. Okay. Check out that. This is so good. Okay, here we go. This is what you did. You had gameplay, and I'll show you. Well, I guess I should show some of that. What you had visual cues. Okay.
Keep up with the van.
And you had a director in your ear.
Looks like the She-Hulk graphic.
Right?
Jump through the boxes.
Yeah, they had the
Get
prop.
close to the truck. Swerve around the truck.
That would get annoying sometimes, though.
I mean,
And
but
if you
this
damage the
guy,
cartridge
trust
much,
me,
it would-
played through this how many times to get this right?
Oh, I
Right?
know.
Start the forklift and down.
This was the definition of speedrunning right here.
Yep.
Yeah, right.
Because the guy did this, because I do speedrunning too. So yeah, I know.
He got under that ladder without hitting it. Some bitch.
Cannon roll. And
Oh,
Wow, good
nice.
job. This guy did a
Yeah.
good job at it. Now
And
watch
look
this.
at that. I love that. The rookie daily, the accuracy, all that
Yep.
good stuff. The little they added stuff to it. It's so good.
Mhm. Yep. Now they're going to show you the trailer. Right? Well, he's got to go through his new toys he's got, right? Is he going to watch the replay? Oh, come on. Don't watch the replay, man. Just watch the trailer. Don't make me fast forward. Yep, he's watching the replay. And you can do that. But we're not going to do that. We're going to go straight to the trailer here. Here you go. This is so great.
Well, stunt performers, they really are
You know,
unsung heroes.
being
Yep.
us is what's letting us down.
Too small time.
Being us is what's letting us
Told
down.
you, I don't like Rogers, and I don't like milky tea. Well, I ain't in it for the money. I'm in it to scare people and say cool stuff. And the money.
Make the biggest
Listen,
mistake.
we had the rides above the material. Okay.
I'll tell you, it's easy as chip shop scene. Nothing's going to go wrong. I shouldn't even be driving. We're supposed to be taking it in turns. It's a getaway, Ray.
And the only way out is to take on the gangster who already wants them dead. Oh, don't forget, I'm going to do two things. I'll get rich, and I get angry.
The controls are kind of jerky on it too. So when you're trying to make the trailer look so good without it, like, and you look back at it, you're like, your turns are all messed up.
They might just get away with it. You know why they call me the dentist, don't you?
He's an East End freak. He can smell his money.
Toothless.
He can smell his money.
You know, being us is what's letting us down.
Toothless in Wapping. There's only going to be one winner.
Being us is what's letting us down.
I was waiting for one of those guys to say,
Okay.
"Hello, governor."
Right? But you start with that movie and you go all. Is that a full playthrough of this thing?
It looks like it. I mean,
Yeah.
obviously he doesn't. There's many more attempts.
Yes,
the
absolutely. But
game lasts longer, but yeah, it's about 2 hours.
I'm not going to play any more of that.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
think
no,
we've
no, don't
shown
worry.
enough of that. But I could watch the whole fucking video because it's badass,
you can
man.
save that, Joe. You can save that.
You start on that movie and then you gradually work your way up to where like the one right before the end, the second to the end movie is like a spy flick, like Mission Impossible kind of thing, and you're driving skidoos through the snow and shit. And then the last one, of course, is a Thomas Crown movie, which is, of course, James Bond, right? You're driving in a Bond flick, right? And it's, I mean, the stunts are off the chain. That's the one you spend the most time because, like, don't you have to hit like a low flying plane with the last jump in the last scene of the Thomas Crown movie or something?
Yeah,
I
you
can't
gotta
remember
do
exactly.
Some, like really crazy.
It's
stuff
crazy,
in there,
man,
yeah.
but it's fun. God, that game is fun. If you have access to a PS2 and you've got Stuntman, get Stuntman. You will enjoy the hell out of it, man. It is awesome. Let's see what's going on in the chat here. Yeah, Lord Toth is here. He said, Joe, what's going on, man? It's good to see you, Lord Toth. But yeah, one of my favorite games ever, that one. I spent a lot of time on that game right there. And I don't know that I've ever finished Ignition. Really. It starts off with like a Dukes of Hazzard TV show kind of thing. Or was that in this one? I can't remember. Sometimes I get them mixed up. But yeah, those games are awesome, dude. I love them. But as far as driving games, man, if you want to get into that, I mean, I used to spend a lot of money at the arcade on Pole Position. That game was awesome. If you're into NASCAR type driving, that was pretty cool.
Oh, I was thinking of a different pole position, but okay.
Hey now,
Look at what the hell,
Oh, you're
man?
going somewhere else with that one. All right.
Well, we could talk about adult games too, dude. I've played plenty of those too.
How about was it Larry?
Leisure Suit Larry, baby.
Larry.
Yeah.
I
Oh, man.
want to get the computer game because I never played the computer. I
Hey,
played the one on Xbox.
Get the updated version of the first game. And
Okay.
then after you
They
do
have an
those-
updated version of
Yeah,
it?
They
Wow.
did it with sort of better graphics, and it's
Okay.
not as bad as the old DOS one.
I just know through research that it started on computer. I never played the
It
computer
was on
game.
DOS. It
I
was
played it
like
on
pixelated. and
the one I
everything.
played. Maybe it was a later one, but it was. I played it on Xbox.
I did
Yeah.
too. I've got it. It's called Magnum Cum Laude. Yeah.
That
It's one where
was
he's in
like
college.
That was like the third. or
Yeah,
fourth
that's the one I
game.
played.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Those of you that don't know what we're talking about, it's like a adult version of Mario, very adult version of Mario. It's about a guy that thinks he's a ladies' man, and he blows it getting laid all the time. It's hilarious.
Well, Joe, there was this one that
Mhm.
they restarted the franchise recently, where they started were in the old school DOS, just pixelated, and
Uh-huh.
then somehow Larry falls through time to nowadays, and
Oh
then
my gosh.
he finds out about all the what's all this stuff that's happening. Larry still thinks of the 80s, and dude, he's in like the year 2000 something now. So he's like, what's all it just came out like, I don't know, maybe a couple years ago, but it's hilarious. And they've
Oh,
done
man.
2 games. Yeah.
I don't know that I ever finished the Hollywood version. That was on Xbox too.
Yeah.
But yeah, Leisure Suit Larry. For those of you that are into adult games, this is like an adult version of Mario, and it's too damn funny, man. It really is. Looking
I
for
remember
some
hearing about it
visuals.
as a kid, and
Mhm.
but it was kind of mythical. It was like me and none of my friends were allowed to have it. So
Right.
Like the Playboy Mansion game.
Yeah.
I had the Playboy Mention game. I got
Me too.
BMX Triple X.
BMX Triple X. Yes, baby. Hell yeah.
Dude,
Bitches on
yeah.
bikes. That's what I'm talking about. It was
And
badass.
I got one of the few copies that was left in Phoenix at the time because
Uh-huh.
it sold out everywhere. But having connections at EB, was it EB or was it GameStop at that point? I don't remember. So,
I don't
yeah.
know.
I
It
don't
was,
know.
it was Funko Land.
Yeah,
Clay
there was
Thomas.
GameStop devoured EB and Funko Land.
And Funko Land, yeah.
And then later on I started working at and it's pretty, like Clay said, it's pretty tame compared to the stuff you can get on Steam now.
Yeah.
Like
Oh yeah, I'm sure. I don't even want to access the
that's
Steam.
the updated
I'd go
one
broke.
right now.
I'd go
That's-
broke if I had access to Steam, man. I don't even want an account on there.
Well, Steam's
Clay,
actually pretty cheap.
Clay Thomas says he played it on Apple II, and he says it's pretty tame compared to stuff. Yeah, that most definitely. But this visual here, is this from the updated game?
That's from the updated game, right?
Okay, I was about to say I hadn't seen anything like that.
Yeah.
It looks like the computer version, but that's Larry, man, the ladies' man. He's got the
They actually went back and redid the bar and everything. Like I said, it starts out in DOS, all pixelated, and then when Larry, while you're going through the credits, where you're going through the introduction, Larry's like, "What's this? What's this? What's that?"
right.
Baby, why you gotta be? He makes comments about everything that's happened through the past 40 years since
Right.
he hasn't been around.
Oh my
So,
god,
like,
it is nuts, man. That stuff is nuts. I got that Magnum Cum Laude game on Xbox, and man, just too damn funny. He could get. What's funny is he keeps failing at getting laid, but he can get STDs. It's messed up.
Yeah.
It's
It's kind of
funny as
like a
shit.
bad luck Brian meme.
right.
yeah.
But I remember the BMX Triple X. You could, if you did certain things, you could unlock certain pictures or something like that.
Mhm, it was pictures, and then if you the real money shot, you could say, was you get the like maybe 5 to 10 second videos of the girls popping their tits out. And
Right?
shit.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. That was a
they'll be on
PS2
Fox.
game, man.
Yeah,
That was a PS2 game. So was Playboy the Mansion.
it was.
But unless you like the Sims type games, you wouldn't like Playboy Mansion.
Oh no, you wouldn't.
Yeah,
But I got.
it's-
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was-
I got it just because it was Playboy. I'm a big fan of the magazine. Was for a long time. They've gotten stupid over the years, but yeah, that game was pretty fun. You were Hugh Hefner. You had to build up the mansion. You had to put out you had to get your centerfold shot every month, right? And you had to build the grotto, and you had to juggle relationships with 5 different chicks, wasn't it?
Yeah. So
Yeah.
basically, it was just like Hugh Hefner.
And keep them happy.
Uh-huh.
You had to keep them happy.
They have a I think it's Hulu maybe that has it. They have a documentary. It's like a slash documentary slash I don't know, showing of because they go back and forth between real events and like fictional showing
Right.
of it.
Uh-huh.
It was like 10 episodes. It's
A
really good.
docudrama, as they call them.
Yeah. So
Mhm.
and like there was a lot of stuff like Hugh I didn't know.
Yeah.
I didn't know what the original purpose of Playboy was.
Mm-hmm.
Or at least what it originally was. It was a lot more news in it. Or,
yeah. There's a reason why guys say, I buy it for the articles.
That's the reason why that joke came along.
Yeah.
And then it wasn't until like a decade or so later where everybody was like, "Hey, there's titties all over the place."
Right. There's a documentary out there about how Hugh Hefner changed the world. I mean,
Yeah.
this would be a totally different place without that guy, man. It really would. I mean, he really changed culture back in the 60s and 70s. Started in the 50s, actually. Friggin', a lot of people don't know this. James Bond, Ian Fleming's books, they were out for a long time, but they really didn't gain traction, and they didn't start making the movies until he started writing short stories in Playboy magazine of James Bond. And that's where my father first got wind of it, and he started buying the books and reading them all. My dad was big into the dime novels and stuff. Mac Bolan, if you guys remember The Executioner, the guy that basically is the Punisher. Nobody can tell me they weren't thinking of him when they created the Punisher. You can't tell me that, because I mean, he had a war van and everything.
Able Team.
Yep. Destroyer, the one that Remo Williams is based on. Yeah. My dad had all those books, man. But yeah, that was one of the, of course, he was in the military back then, and they all had centerfolds on their walls, man. Some pictures of him in the military, I can't show on this channel.
Yeah.
Because there's nudity all over the walls, man. You know what I mean? They had that stuff pinned up all over the place. But anyway, so let's go back to this list and see where it takes us, man.
Do it.
Let's see what's going on here. Of course, we've already talked about Final Fantasy VII and its importance. And IGN, you're fucked up for having this at 98. I don't even play this damn game, and I know it should be in the top 10 because there's all kinds of fans of that game.
Yeah.
Assassin's Creed Black Flag is at 97. What are they looking for out of the top 10, man?
Like I told you, there's gonna be a lot of Nintendo games on here.
They're Nintendo Sims.
Oh, they're Nintendo Sims. Okay.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I don't even know what
Monkey Island 2, LeChuck's Revenge.
The second one wasn't as good as the first one, though.
Explain to us what this is.
Yeah,
I'm not going to sit here and read this.
It's an old Lucasfilm game, part of the old Lucasfilm, like the Day of the Tentacle Maniac Mansion. Well, Lucasfilm put this out too, and you're the swashbuckler that thinks he's like the biggest badass, but he's just a wimp, and somehow he fumbles through everything and gets the girl and all the other stuff. It's hilarious. And
really?
He has a supernatural pirate that's his arch nemesis.
Huh.
Yeah, it's funny. It's fun, but I like the first one, and then they did do.
It's probably higher up on the list then.
Yeah, they did do updated versions of it too, and it's a point and click like Clay. Yeah, so
yeah, I'm just showing some images of it. Look, LeChuck's Revenge. LeChuck.
Lucasfilm did some really
Le
good
Chooks.
games back in the day, man.
Mm-hmm.
So
The artwork looks neat as hell. Is this what it looked like in the game?
LucasArts.
Oh hell no.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I didn't mean sorry, LucasArts, but yeah, they did really good games back in the day, man.
Wow, man, that's cool.
Yeah.
I wonder what the gameplay looked like. Hang on. Let me
Well, it
see.
depends if they're going to show the redone version or the old one.
Mm-hmm.
So
This is another one where they've redone it.
yeah, there's two different versions of it. There's the old DOS version, and then there's the updated graphics one.
And this is probably the updated graphics, I would imagine. That's not DOS. That's for sure.
No, it's the updated version.
Mm-hmm.
The reason why I know about all this is because I say this, I'm fortunate enough to have been born at the start, basically the start of video games, and I grew into it, and like I said, my grandparents, they got me just basically whatever I wanted in video games because they're like, it's good for them. It teaches them reflexes, concentration, and everything else. My grandparents were awesome. So
yeah. Okay. We got, let's see, number 95.
That's an awesome game.
Burnout 3 Takedown.
Dude, I wish Crash Mode was the best thing in that game. Oh, and it's just sad that we'll never get another Burnout.
Burnout, is that street racing?
Yes, and then they have this one part which was the best thing. They had this Crash Mode that you could just crash into things and blow shit up. It was awesome.
Wow.
You should play that, dude.
That sounds a lot like in between the movies on Stuntman.
Yeah.
You played at you did stunts at a demolition derby, and you could actually. Did you ever play with the stunt maker?
Yeah, I did. I
on
actually made some things. And
Did you ever play with that on there, where you can actually set up the stunts and jump across how many buses and all this other stuff? That's what it sounds like.
Sure I'm not the creative, but
yeah, Crash Mode is freaking awesome on there.
I'm sure. I'm sure. See what we got next. Fallout 2.
Okay,
This should be much, much higher.
Yeah, that should be much, much higher. Even though, I have played through 1 and 2 and the other one.
Mm-hmm.
Where Fallout actually got me was when 3 came out. Like, I'm being honest on it.
That's where I came in.
Yeah, I played the others, but I was at that time, I was craving for an open world game for a while because, I love Zelda and everything. And then when 3 came out, Bethesda had me, dude.
My biggest disappointment with the PlayStation Vita was that there was never a Fallout game on it.
Yeah. So.
That's like all I ever wanted on the Vita.
I've been playing Fallout so long, I played it before it was Fallout, back when I played the inspiration game Wasteland.
Yeah.
Yep.
He's shown me his base on Fallout. It's pretty damn intricate, man.
Dude, I still have that. I still have that too, so it's pretty freaking awesome.
Yep. Let's see. What's E. Clay talking about? It's a click and point adventure game, old school. He must be talking about the pirate.
Oh yeah,
game, huh?
LeChuck. Yeah.
And then he says, "You would like it, Joe. It has pirates and a lot of humor." Yeah. Sounds good. I might have to check that out, man. That's one thing I love about doing these shows. I find out about stuff that I've never seen before.
Well, here's the thing. If you do go onto Steam, things are hugely, insanely cheap.
Yeah. Well, and I may do that one day. It's just I'm a console guy.
Oh, I do the same because I have my consoles too, and I come on do all my stuff on my PC and YouTube and Rumble and everything, and then I go and leave and go play my console at night.
Yeah. But so Fallout. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, guys. This is a dystopian future where there's been a nuclear war. Am I seeing this correctly?
Yeah. What it is, the world didn't develop IC chips, didn't develop the transistor until almost the war. So it's like this 50s with vacuum tubes, and they've got nuclear power, but it's all built with like vacuum tubes and stuff like that.
Oh, okay. All right.
And what happens is they're out of, they're fighting over resources, basically uranium and stuff like that.
Right.
And so like America annexes Canada, and there's China and
Oh.
America fight this war in Alaska, and then somebody kicks off and then nukes the world.
Yeah.
Wow.
And
All hell went to shit when they hit Alaska. So
yeah.
Well-
they built these shelters, and those are the fallout shelters.
Yeah, those are the fault. And the fallout the vaults, they usually had some weird experiment going on.
That's true, E-Clay.
He says, I think Fallout is getting a
Yep.
TV show soon.
It is.
Yeah.
yeah,
Cool.
it is.
So
Yeah.
Fallout 76 was panned, right? By the
Oh God.
That's what I understand. What was the problem with that one, guys?
Fallout 76 had issues off the bat because they tried to do some things different. One,
Yeah.
they overpromised as far as one of the biggest things they messed up with was the beginning collector's edition stuff. A lot of it was like, they had specialty bags and all kinds of things. And they turned out to be like 10-cent bags that were just pieces of crap.
And the helmet had the mold that it knocked. The when you went in there, they had that green mold and black mold in the
Yeah,
helmets
it was
and
just
stuff.
it was very
Oh my
bad.
God. Are you serious?
Yeah,
No.
it was
We
a very
were
bad
not
bug.
killed. Yeah.
And then look at that, it's Redburst.
Redburst is here. What's up,
Oh my
Colin?
God.
Good to see you, brother.
It
What's
was
up,
a
dude?
shame because and the biggest thing was that there was no NPCs in it.
Yeah.
There was absolutely, and they marketed it, and they said that they were like, "There's not going to be any NPCs in this game. You literally go on your own adventures and do whatever." And basically, you got missions from cassette tapes.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
It was
And
lame.
that was it.
I
Or robots.
Yeah.
Or robots, yeah, and that was it. So you just and then you could go along with your friends and do. I played it at the beginning. It was a fun game. I got my money's worth out of it.
Oh, I still have bases and stuff on there.
You basically went around and you collected codes for the nukes and you can actually set off a nuke on your own, and then it created a different environment in that area so that when you
froze for a second, buddy. Start over.
I'm sorry. So
Just for a second.
It actually created a different environment in that section that you blew up. And then when you went into it, that's where like the good shit was, because it was the most dangerous part of the game.
Yeah, that
But
was
you
the
created
in-game
it was
stuff.
radiated, so you have to make sure you had plenty of radaway or power armor or anything that like helped block the radiation. And then there was the big whatever moth thing, whatever that you could
Mothman,
fight.
yeah.
And that had the best gear in the game, but someone had to set off a bomb, and everyone can go into there. But it was very dangerous.
Was this an online game?
It was online.
Okay.
The
still
problem
going.
is they've nerfed everything to hell now. So
They've also improved it a lot.
You could
Yeah,
build your own camps. You could set it up to where it has its own defenses, just like in 4. They
Well,
built up in 4, so.
Since from what I'm hearing, it sounds like it's part of the current trend. It sounds like it may be one of the first ones that was like this, where they're in a hurry to put things out, but they're not really prepared for it yet. They haven't. It sounds like to me they didn't deliver on certain promises.
They brought in NPCs,
and it sounds like the peripherals were tainted, right? Mold in your helmet. Whoa, that doesn't sound good. But that seems to be a trend here lately. They're releasing these games that are buggy as hell.
That kind of, it's a good segue, Joe, because it actually segues into my video that I have for you, which is
probably
the biggest system of the year.
Mm-hmm.
Just real quick.
It's a Bethesda game. They put out games with bugs and expect the.
you mean Redfall?
Yeah, that's exactly what he's talking about.
Yeah, that's what I'm
Yeah,
John, you're saying it's part of the experience.
I ripped Redfall a new one.
It's part of the Bethesda experience. They suck.
The thing with the Bethesda stuff, they're not green breaking though. Yeah. They're actually pretty hilarious. That's the thing about them. So
shit, Charlie's playing it, motherfucker!
Yeah,
wow.
This is just the one that I could find. But it was very simple. But this is a $70 game.
This is a AAA game.
It's me. No way she
Mario.
and this was the kind of stuff that it had. Like the AI was so stupid. Like he's just sitting there. He's just sitting there, and the zombie, and you're talking about on
look at the look on
hardest
Charlie's
difficulty.
face. Like, what the fuck?
He really put he put the controller down, or he took his hand off the keyboard, whatever he's playing as.
Yeah.
And it's just sitting there. And this is how the game was. The AI was stupid. They missed you. Like something like Coke Carnage was playing it. He just sat there and was like, and they were shooting at him and missing.
Yeah, I was in the chat when that happened. Carnage.
I disagree. Put your teeth away. You look ridiculous.
Carnage, he actually walked around one of the bots and would knock him in the head, and they would just fall right down. Like,
you just stand behind them, and they don't do anything, and then
oh, she forgot about me now. Master of Stealth strikes again.
That's all he's doing. He's not even fighting the thing. This is so bad.
Oh my god!
And it's a $70 game. Like this is what the topic. I'm glad you went into it because that was kind of a topic I wanted to bring up. Is this whole putting out a game and making it $70? I don't care about the $70 price tag itself, but when you're
but it better be finished.
Right, when your game is relying on it, or games like Jedi Survivor, where you can't even play the game without having internet connection because you have to get the patch. Or you have to download the stuff. The disc means nothing anymore.
Wait, is it online only now?
Well, you have to. The disc normally the disc will give you some of the downloads.
Yeah, I know.
You get some of the.
What I was asking
it's not like
is
that for Jedi.
Do you have to be online to play it, or you can just
no?
play
But
offline?
to get the initial download stuff, not even the first patch. It's like the initial download to finish it, or something like that.
I was fixing to say I thought there were some problems out the gate with that one, especially on the computer side of the house.
Yeah.
I think there was some glitchiness to it when it first came out. I didn't hear much from the people playing it on console, but I heard there was a lot of problems with it on computer.
Oh, yeah.
And they had to release patches to it and stuff. And from what I understand, it's a great game. I heard the gameplay is better on it than the last one. I've heard the story isn't as good, but the gameplay is better, from what I understand. But
it's loaded on my PS5 right now. I just can't play it.
Let's see, Colin, our good buddy Colin. By the way, guys, if you don't, me and Knock are friends with this guy. Have been. He's one of the OG DC Universe Online guys.
No spoilers, Colin. I haven't played it yet.
Right. Day one PC for Jedi Survivor crashed as soon as I landed on Kobo. Wow, man.
Yeah,
unbelievable. No spoilers. You know how Knock is with the spoilers. Don't spoil that game for
I
him.
literally I have to go past because on TikTok or whatever they keep wanting to show freaking gameplay of it. It's like I got
Knock.
I don't want that algorithm on my fucking page right now. I don't want to see anything about it. It's so
Knock. I'm waiting till Black Friday to pick up the game because it'll be cheap.
Oh, it'll be very cheap by then.
Yeah, I'm waiting. So.
I'd say like $25 by that.
Yeah, I know. I'm waiting till Black Friday.
Well, that sounds like me and the Madden franchise, man. I don't. You can ask anybody. I love football. It's my favorite sport. I love playing that game, but I do not buy that brand new anymore. They keep pumping out the same crap. There's no reason to get it day one.
This is why I can't wait for NCAA 24.
Yeah, me too. Now I am chomping at the bit. I bet you Matt buys that one too. Huh?
There was a story today about that.
Yeah.
About how they're going to have the image and likeness and name.
Yeah, they're going to pay. The players are going to get paid for any licenses on there.
Which
is what killed the game the first time. So. Yeah.
Right. That's what killed it the first time was all of that stuff. But as far as these games coming out unfinished, I mean, my experience with it was the thing that got me from pre-ordering ever again. I've told you guys this. Well, Jed may not have heard it, but I've told you guys before.
I thought we talked about it.
It's WWE 2K20. That game right there. It had both my favorite WWE wrestlers on it, Roman Reigns and Becky Lynch. They're both on the cover. I was so hyped, so ready. Because you can ask Knock. Every time that game came out, they didn't hear from me for a week. I spent a week creating shows, creating stadiums, creating characters. I was a platinum creator on friggin' 19, dude. I played the shit out of that game, but I spent $100 on 2K20, and I've played it for an hour. an hour. I spent $60 on the disc, and then I spent $40 on the season pass so I could get everything unlocked. Because, I was working back then. I didn't really have time to play through and unlock everything. You know what I mean? And that broke me of buying things new. As a matter of fact, you might say that's the reason why I'm on YouTube now and doing stuff like this, because I said, well, you know what? Last of Us 2 is coming out. I really want to get that. I really want to buy it brand new. Glad I didn't. I'd have been upset. Big time.
See, that was on you, though. I still put that one on you.
Yeah,
I still think
you can put it on me all you
stream,
want.
You watched it. The game was absolutely worth it. I'm glad I paid full price for it.
Yeah,
I don't regret paying for that at all. It was a great story. I know people hated the way the story went, but sometimes that's what makes good storytelling, is that it presents passion in one way or the other.
Yeah,
you really hate a character.
Neither love or hate it. I'm one of the haters.
Abby Smash.
Yeah, Abby Smash. Yeah,
I don't know.
That's why I haven't finished it. Yeah,
yeah.
I enjoyed that whole dynamic. I enjoyed it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, and you know me, I'm not going to poo-poo you for liking it. I'm just telling you my
no
argument about it.
poo-pooing you do. It's just we all have different things.
I didn't, I wanted to play as Joel, and I didn't get to. So,
Hey,
but
guys, I do have to interrupt real quick.
The first one.
Go ahead.
I got some weather coming, and I got a couple of errands I got to run, so I'm going to need to bow out. But
okay,
I hope you guys enjoy the rest of the stream, and I'll see you guys.
Good evening, Matt.
All right, Matt. You take care, dude. Take care. We'll see you next time, buddy.
See you.
Hasta.
Bye, Matt.
But but I watched those reviews, and that's what really got me into this, because I started following Jeremy and then started watching Friday Night Tights, and those guys, they're so encouraging, man. And I actually met them in Dallas, and my gosh, they're just us. That's who they are. They're a lot of fun, man. They're good guys, but they do now. Some of them, I like Gary, but he does lean towards the hate a lot. You know what I mean? And I'd rather cover stuff I like.
Yeah, I do that too. When I was going to the second YouTube meetup where everybody was at, on the right over there, Culture goes, now, don't go over there and fawn all over Jeremy, Gary, and everybody. But because I've already hung out with Ryan, so me and Ryan are cool. But he's like, he goes, dude, they're just regular Joes. Like, he's a joke right there. Regular Joes like us, So he goes, just be cool with them. Don't spaz out. Or it's okay to go, hey, man, it's cool I got to meet. But just they're regular people, man.
Right.
And so I was like, okay, because love Culture, because Culture taught me a lot on YouTube when I first
dude, look, when I went to that meetup, when I showed up, there was one couple this was at a place called Gators in Dallas. There was one couple sitting there eating dinner, and I had a hotel room. I'm telling you, my wife got one on the same block. So all I had to do was walk over there, right? And I sat down, and Brahma Bull was sitting in the table just on the other side of the support from me in the restaurant. And I recognized him, but I didn't know where from. Right?
Yeah.
So I sat there. I was just, I was waiting on my food and stuff. And then Culture came walking in and sat on his table. I said, okay, he's on Thursday Night Throwdown with Culture. That's where I know that guy from. Okay.
Yeah.
And I introduced myself, and I ended up hanging out with them all night, Culture and Brahma, because Culture brought a shit ton of fucking electrical equipment, for shooting.
He always does everywhere.
A bunch of toys, and I was like, man, I don't want to leave this place,
Culture
so
always brings shit.
I helped him watch his shit. It was funny as hell. Yeah. But anyway, so that tends to be a trend these days. These games are coming out. They're having to be instantly patched. They come with bugs right out the gate. I guess the most epic meltdown I've heard about, other than Fallout 76, was Anthem, I guess.
Yeah,
that game right there.
I would say Cyberpunk would be up there with Anthem.
Yeah, but Cyberpunk has gotten better, hasn't it? I don't think they ever saved Anthem.
It's not as Well, I would say Cyberpunk, No Man's Sky, and Anthem. So
see, No Man's Sky, another one that I've heard has gotten better.
Oh yeah, well, dude, I am one of No Man's Sky's biggest cheerleaders right now because of I got it. I had No Man's Sky day one. It was complete pile of garbage. You couldn't do everything. It would crash every 2 seconds. Everything was fine. Now they've gave out like 22 DLCs and updates for free. You buy the game and they give you everything for free. All the updates and everything. You don't pay for anything. They knew they fucked up, and they're like, hey, we're gonna get the community's goodwill back, and go. If you guys haven't played No Man's Sky, go at that. You won't be disappointed because you can do anything you want in that game.
I'm pretty sure when Knock gets back, I'll have to ask him, but I'm pretty sure Northern Fire, a friend of ours that plays DC Universe Online, I'm pretty sure he plays it and he raves about it. He loves that game.
I rave about it too because Iron gets tired of hearing me talk about it when we do streams. He's like, just bringing up No Man's Sky again.
Well, let me tell you something. On this show, it's Star Wars. Star Wars always gets brought up, and then once Knock gets it, he's like a dog with a bone. If you see what his name is underneath there, Star Wars nerd. That's him, dude. Yeah, big time.
It's me. There's multiple things that come up. It's either Star Wars, Star Trek, Doctor Who, video games, or something else with me all the time. Like
now, since we're bringing up the nerd culture, it ties into video games. A lot of these franchises, like Star Wars specifically, has a rich history of video games.
Yeah,
no doubt, right? And Star Trek does too. I think the first Star Trek game I played was on the Genesis. I think it was the Next Generation game called what was it called? It was like Ghosts of the Past or something like that.
Yeah,
you remember the one I'm talking about?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, it was on the Genesis, and there was one part that used to drive me nuts where they had hordas, the pizza looking friggin' mining thing, right? And you had to go through like 5 different levels of this mining thing trying to find some captured people. And oh my God, that would drive you nuts right there. That and the one where you had to go into an alien ship and repair it because you had to go to all these different rooms and solve all these different puzzles and shit. It was crazy. E. Clay Thomas says, back in my day, games came on 7 floppy disks.
Yes,
there were no patches ever. It had to work right out of the box. Yeah, I know what you're talking about, man. And
I used to buy games on cassette.
Yeah,
that's how old I am.
Whoa!
I still have my folder. I have a box of cassette tapes, and then I have my folder of all my floppy disk and everything still from back when I was a kid and everything. I still have all this, so
yeah,
I still have all the crap.
Hey, yeah, man. I mean, I love video games, but like I said, I don't play too much on computer. I play on the consoles. Yeah. Colin says Anthem got tombstoned. I'd say Marvel's Avengers went out sad too. So much potential wasted. Yeah.
The difference is though, Marvel Avengers has a fairly solid single player experience.
Yes, it does. The only problem with it is
Anthem doesn't.
Yeah, the Anthem's a totally online game. Yeah.
The one thing that really pissed me off about Marvels is somebody that died recently has to be in the game every 2 seconds.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I know. Yeah, Ms. Marvel. And not even the sexy Ms. Marvel either.
No, we don't get that. We get the discount, hey, like 2-cent Miss Marvel,
Yeah, but I mean, I still haven't finished Avengers. I'm still playing as the Hulk. I'm in that part of it at the beginning of it. See, unless a game really, unless I really get into it, I end up putting them down and revisiting them later.
I do the same thing.
Yeah, sometimes. I haven't finished Fallen Order. That's why I didn't get Survivor yet. I mean, Fallen Order, it's got too much Tomb Raider to it. The puzzle stuff, I'm one of these guys that likes to freaking sign on and womp ass, man. Don't make me solve puzzles. I don't want to do
you
that.
want to sign on and womp ass, and I will say this: they don't have a lot. Do have some puzzles, but if you want to sign on and womp ass, dude, you would love Odyssey and Valhalla on Assassin's Creed.
Yeah, Assassin's Creed. It has
Yeah.
morphed into not just stealth, huh?
I would say that there is a better combat system in Valhalla than there was in Odyssey, and you can just go in there. You can go in there with your Warhammer and just womp ass. And everything.
See, God of War, when that game came out, I dug that one. I thought that was badass. I just go to whomping ass. It was great, man.
Yeah.
But my favorite video game, and you know, it's how Knock and a lot of my friends know me, is DC Universe Online. I made fun of people that played World of Warcraft. I used to make fun of them until I started playing that game. I had a friend of mine. I went and visited in Melbourne, Florida. Okay, my wife and I were going. We were going to go see a Miami Dolphins game because she's a big Dolphins fan.
Yeah,
and there's a couple just like us, you know, that met in high school and got married later, right? You know, never dated in high school, knew each other, but you know, ended up getting married later. It's just like us, Gary and Dana, and they're good friends of ours, and they lived in Melbourne. Well, Orlando was an hour north of there, and Miami's 3 hours south of there, right? So we decided to take a week, and they said, "Yeah, come stay with us." And every night that week, they would sit down promptly at 6 o'clock at night and start playing. And Dana had her back to Gary, and Gary was at a computer console, and they were playing World of Warcraft. You know, that's how they enjoyed themselves. They had a little computer room, you know, close to the of course, everybody in Florida's got a pool in their backyard, right?
Yeah,
but
just like out here in Arizona.
Yeah, right. So, but the way out the back, there was a small room with 2 computers, and that's where they played at. And I just made fun of them the whole week. And then a couple of years later, 2011 to be specific, the year that it came out, I got DC Universe Online, and about a week into it, I called Gary on the phone. I said, "Man, I'm sorry for making fun of you. I get it now." You know what I mean? Because it's basically the same kind of thing. It's Dungeons and Dragons, only the video game version, you know? So, what you got there, Knock?
This is my one of 2 videos I ever posted on YouTube.
Uh-oh. Am I in it?
There you go.
I don't think so. This was a PvP match. Me and Theseus were just doing PvP, and then we found High Flyer, Luke L. I'm trying to remember who else it might have been.
You were beating them up.
Oh my goodness! What was his name? The guy that was always drunk all the time.
The guy that was drunk all the time. Oh my God!
Siler Gabriel.
Siler Gabriel. Yeah, shit. Yeah,
he's Flash in that one.
Oh my God!
His Flash character, and me and Theseus were just having a lot of fun.
Yeah. That's cool, man. You were probably beating the shit out of him too.
Dude, I
look at them.
love the lanterns on there. Yeah, the lanterns were awesome on that game.
Yeah. Almond Silver was my favorite to use in PvP because
if you like combos. See, I don't like combos, so you know.
It wasn't combo. It was the fact that his block breaker was one of the fastest martial arts in that game. Block breaking was huge in PvP.
Yeah, it was.
Oh, and who was that? Psychic Gorilla? I think he was. Yeah, Psychotic Gorilla. He was another member. So it was a full league run on their side, and then it was me and Theseus on the other side. This is where they kicked our butt. They fought us back.
Oh man! But Colin says, "Good old days, baby." Yeah, man. You know,
actually, it's the fastest block breaker, so that's why I used it, because it was, when you were able to block break, or do anything like the interrupt, you did massive amount of damage. So with martial arts, you know, a lot of people always tried to block you while you were in a combo. So I used to block break it so fast that it was such a good weapon against them. So
but I tell you what, man, what's funny about that game right there, and I'm glad you brought that up, bro, because I was better at coaching shit than I was actually doing it. There was a couple of guys. I think one of them was. Correct me if I'm wrong, Knock, but one of them was BS, and the other one was Raw L. I taught them the rock, paper, scissors of PvP. Both of them hated it. They couldn't stand PvP. right? And I taught them the rock, paper, scissors, right? How to block break, how to mess somebody up when they're meleeing you to death. You just block and fuck them up. And then what was the other one? The block break. And then, when
Interrupt.
somebody was ranging you interrupted them. You smashed them with the melee. It's a rock, paper, scissors system, basically, in PvP in that game. And when I taught those two that shit, they became fucking junkies. They were like I had taken the chains off of them or something, And it was hilarious. And now the game actually has incorporated it. You actually have to learn that shit in the opening tutorial now. They actually show it to you. Yeah, but PvP is now dead, but they've got the mechanics.
They completely gave up on it.
Yeah, they did. They have totally.
It says not caged me into the league. It's probably true.
That probably did. Yep.
I made a version of of Soups when he had his black and white outfit with the long hair and everything. Yeah,
right.
I made different versions of all my favorite DC characters in there, and that was just like, I loved it. Yeah, they did give up on PvP.
I don't think I would have played that game for nearly as long if it wasn't for the league.
We had a great league, man. It was a lot of fun.
That was the only reason I played for that many years, because that was actually my first foray into MMOs. Because I was like,
me too.
I was World of Warcraft. It's dumb. I don't want to spend hours doing that. You're dealing with other people. I don't want to do PvP. I still don't really care that much. I would get into spurts with PvP, and I'd get really into it. But PvP is still like one of my games that I really want to play is like Ark. I really like Ark. Because it's got dinosaurs, it's got crafting.
Ark is fun, yeah.
But I don't want to do PvP because I don't want to spend 6 hours. When there's not a lot of days where I have 6 hours, to put into a video game, and then all my shit get blown up by some douchebag that's griefing. But then you got the PvE servers, which because they can't be killed, these people, it's 70 people on a server. They build these monstrosities that just lag the server, and there's nothing you can do to stop them. So it's like and the single player is boring because it's not official, so you're not playing with other people's. But
the thing that frustrates me on Conan,
that's right,
is that you build these big badass bases and then people come in and just destroy everything. I'm like, I'm just like, especially on Conan, the gods come out of nowhere and just wipe everything out you took a month to do.
That seems to be the flavor of the month. That game right there, man. I see everybody playing it.
I played Conan when it first came out. It was fun.
Colin says, "You DPS? Let me do you real quick. Should have known it was a trap. Darn nature healers shaking my head." Yeah, man.
It was so fun to do in that game when it first came out.
Because you couldn't beat them.
Me and BS went outside of it was a little Bohemia. We spent just the entire day out there just dueling people. We got most of those feats on the first day.
Yep. The problem with that one, and let me read this from E. Clay Thomas. My friend loves Ark, but I got bored with it. The problem with what happened to DC Universe Online's PvP is when they merged the servers with computers. Because the guys with the computers could use macros, and there's no way we can hit buttons fast enough on consoles to keep up with that shit. And it totally broke it, and I don't know anybody that plays on a console that does PvP anymore.
Yeah, I stopped because I was playing PvP on my Xbox, and you can't beat somebody that has a keyboard and shit too.
Yeah, absolutely.
What killed it for me is when they went to that monthly DLC, which was stupid. And then the capsules. The capsules have what killed it for me because they tied too many feats to the castles, and my biggest thing was feat grinding, and that was what a lot of us did back then was feat grind, and then artifacts. Artifacts are still kind of because there's always a new, especially now. There's so many artifacts now, and it takes. I've only gotten in the time that the artifacts came out. I've only gotten one to level 200. Just one.
Yeah, I've gotten a couple of them, but it takes a long time. Yeah,
and that's with buying stuff from the marketplace to increase it. Like,
you've got to. You've got to have. Look, you're not going to sit there and just collect up all the stuff you need and just hit the button once and level it up to 200. You better have a seal of completion or you're not getting it done. It'll take you forever. Yeah, it's ridiculous. I mean, what's the percentage? It's like 5% chance or some shit like that. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
It's super
and you
low.
lose the materials if it doesn't.
You lose all that shit and got to rebuild it.
Imagine putting all that stuff in, and then you accidentally hit accept without putting the completion.
Without putting the seal of completion
I
in there.
did that once. That was so
fucking
bad.
pissed. Yeah, it's horrible. Yeah, what he's talking about is Colin said artifacts broken for me. Yeah, I'm not chasing that monkey. That's what I tell those guys on the game all the time. I'm not chasing that monkey. Nah, I ain't chasing shit.
They kind of did the same thing in Old Republic too, but not to the extent that
Great
DC
story.
Online.
If that was on console, I would have played it more.
Oh yeah, I was hoping they would put it on there, but at least we got Star Trek and DC Online on console.
You play Star Trek Online? I love that game, dude. Yeah, I don't get to play it as often as I'd like to, but
it just came out with a new update too. So.
Yeah, they did. I saw it. I follow them on Facebook, so I see whenever they have their updates and stuff. So but I love that game. Here's the problem with that game, and just about everybody I've tried to turn on to it from my DC Row friends, they love the space battles. The space battles are off the chain. They're so great, but the fucking ground pounding is fucking. It's kind of wonky. It's really brutal. Wonky, man. It's hard to control, even with a controller. It might be easier with a keyboard. I don't know.
Here's the thing. I figured out a cheat early on. Okay, when you're doing space battles and other things, I figured out that I could use the keyboard and plug my Xbox controller.
Yeah.
And use both of them at the same time while I'm controlling it. I'm controlling my starship with my Xbox controller while I'm doing all the keyboard stuff. So I'm like, and people are like, dude, how are you doing all that? I was like, dude, I'm kind of cheating. I got my Xbox controller in one hand, and I got my hand on the keyboard doing all the other stuff.
Yep. That's cool. Colin says the only way to be good now is to buy stuff. It was cool at just the $15 for monthly. Yeah, I spent. God, you added up. I spent $500 the first 5 years on that game because I'd buy it by the year. I spent that way it was $10 a month. I spent $120 annually the first 5 years. But I don't pay for it anymore. I haven't paid for it.
Oh, no. And Old Republic did the same thing. Mm-hmm. The only way to get good is you had to buy into the thing.
Yeah.
But the one
and I can play it now and still enjoy it. I'm just not worried about being an end game killer.
Yeah, the one good thing I do love about Old Republic is if you pay in to the new update, you get everything passed. It's not like DC where you gotta buy the expansion, you gotta buy this. Hey, we're gonna do this. Hey, another $5 for the expansion. Another $5 for this. Another $10. No, Old Republic gives you everything. And if you lax on your membership, they're not like DC where sometimes they take some of your shit away because you're not paying for the shit no more. Old Republic, you get to keep all your shit. You just get downgraded to a regular account and you get to keep all your shit still. I hated that about DC.
Yeah, the DC. Well, the thing that always fucked me up is whenever I lost those extra. The inventory slots, and I'd be like, "Where'd my shit go?"
Or when you would get the you logged on and it asked you what character you want to disable so you can play your other characters,
right?
And I would hit my main character, like thinking, okay, I'm gonna play the game, and not really realizing my subscription ran out, and it'd be like, disable my main character. It's like, what the hell? Why is this a thing? I'm not.
Why can't I find my guy? What the hell? Colin says thoughts on Knights of the Old Republic remake knock.
Yeah, we discussed this a little earlier. I'm ready for it. I don't know exactly how they're going to do it. How they're going to do the combat in it. It's obviously not going to be turn-based like it was. It wasn't really turn-based. It was, I guess it was turn-based, but it's definitely not going to be like it was on Xbox, which I just played the original ones again. I'm actually working through my KOTOR 2 playthrough again. I played the first one. I finished that last week, and so I'm all for it, especially if it becomes canon. I don't know how that's working, if it's going to be officially canon or not.
Yeah,
I know they made Revan the name canon again, but I don't know how much of this is actually going to impact any of the universe.
Well, I've been looking into this, and my thing is they're gonna make Revan a woman canonized, and I'm like, nope. That you're already fucking with the canon. Don't fuck with this shit because Revan's a dude.
Well, I mean,
I'm just saying.
There is no canon for Darth Revan right now. There is none. So that's not factually
there is
true.
The EU canon.
That's fine.
There's
but
been books and everything else, but that is actual canon.
Yeah,
Disney can go
in the
fuck
games,
themselves.
in the games,
I
you pick
hate
which one it
fucking
was,
Disney
so.
coming in and changing all the shit. They go, hey, the extended universe doesn't count, but we're gonna go fucking cherry pick whatever the hell we like. But there's no extended universe. Fuck you, Disney.
I own it.
I mean, I don't like what Disney did either, but
yeah,
they can do that. They can cherry pick, and they cherry pick Thrawn, and I'm happy for it. So.
Well, they're just going to turn Thrawn into a bitch and bow down to a woman like they do with all the other motherfuckers. That's what they're basically going to do.
Let's hope they don't, Jed.
Don't
speak that shit into existence now.
I mean, they already
look at their track record. Look at their track record on Rebels. He was kind of like, and then he's like...
He was still a badass in Rebels.
Yeah, his books, I'm reading his books right now. He's still a badass. So
I know what they're going to do. We've seen it time and time again. And that's
I'm sorry, but
I agree with Ripper on things.
Ezra had to sacrifice himself to take him off the board. Not take him out, take him off the board. That's how much of a badass he is.
Oh, I know. Yeah. It's just it frustrates me when you have things like other things that were good, and then Disney comes and bastardize it. You know, like, hey, let's put a message in there. Fuck you.
I mean, I can see that, but with the Darth Revan being a female, I don't really care because in the games you could pick either one. So to me, that doesn't really.
In actual canon, if you go into the books,
EU canon.
Yeah, no. Well,
I get what you're saying, but it doesn't matter anymore.
Disney can still go fuck itself because Revan's a guy. So
well, there you go, and that's the way you feel about it.
You can say that, but the fact is, it's no longer canon.
Yeah.
And the fact that in the games you could make the choice of what he was.
Oh, I know, but
so I'm still in that for that particular role. Yeah. I'm good either way because
even in the Old Republic, they say he's a guy. In the online multiplayer, they say he's a guy.
Yeah, well, they had to pick something for him.
So I don't want to hear any of this bullshit. He's not a.
But Old Republic the video game is still not.
Let's
hope. Anymore.
Let's hope he's a guy. Let's hope he's a guy. Yeah. So let's see. Well, while we're on Star Wars, since we brought up Star Wars, what's your favorite Star Wars video game?
Knights of the Republic.
See, I've never played it, so I have no
I'm trying
point.
To get you to do it, Joe. It's an oldie and a goodie.
I know.
It's not. Now, here's the thing, though, Joe. You have to go in this with the mindset that it's not Force Awakens. It is not. Force Awakens is a lot slower. All right. Yeah. So you got to think story in this one.
Now, what system do I have to get for it?
It's Xbox. It's an Xbox One game. You can get it on any. You can get it. They have. You can get it on your phone. They have it everywhere.
But I wouldn't.
If you get it on Switch, you can get it on any PC platform. You can get it on your refrigerator. Like it's like Skyrim. It's everywhere.
Okay.
So. Except for PlayStation. Yes.
Of course not. I can't use it on PlayStation. But is it on the 360? Is it on the 360?
Yeah, that's
absolutely.
Where it came out. Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
Because Xbox. It was an Xbox game, and then of course it carries over. So
it was an Xbox exclusive. That's the reason why I went over the Xbox in the first place.
Yeah.
But just keep in mind it is somewhat of a turn-based game. It does pause. Combat pauses.
Yeah.
You pick what you want. Except you could choose whether or not it pauses for very long or not. Like if you pick your actions right away, you could do it as you go, or you could pause the game and pick your actions and then go.
It is a very slow bake game. It's you're baking slow.
Yeah.
So
baking slow.
But you can choose your path. You can choose good or bad.
Yeah.
I like that. I like that. We'll come back to that, but I like that. My favorite
good,
one,
bad or neutral. I've done all three. So
my favorite is the Force Unleashed. I love that fucking game.
Or that's what I meant to say. I'm sorry. I said Force Awakens. I meant Unleash.
Right. I understand. I knew where you were going with it. That it was more like Final Fantasy. It's more the turn-based kind of thing. But dude, I love Force Unleashed.
Yeah,
I love it. Love Force Unleashed. I just hate the fact that I got a controller right now. It's fucked up and I can't play it. You should, dude. Go watch my last show last week when Chad was on.
Dude,
My God,
I was over there laughing.
I was stuck. There's a part on. I'm still on that Planet of the Junk, bro. And there's a part where you have to force pull this damn thing down and jump on that, and then jump across this crevice, right?
Mm-hmm.
The controller was sticking so bad I'd walk right off of it, or
And
I could not control it with a shit. Oh
he
my
would
God!
jump over and then he would jump up again, and I'm like, he's like,
or I'd make it. I'd finally make it, and then the robots I'm fighting on the other side would knock me off the edge, and it'd take me back, and I'd have to start over again.
And then he showed me his controller, and I was like, dude, your controller's
look, man. This is how bad it is. Let me blow this up like I did that night. Hang on.
Yeah.
This is how bad my PS3 controller is right now. If I push up on that one, well, it was doing it the other night. What the hell?
Dude, it was broke as...
It was broke as fuck. It was just sitting there. But, well, you see it's... see how it's stuck there? Yeah. See that?
Yeah, right there.
Yeah. And I can't play with this thing. I've got to get another one. That's just all there is to it, dude. But... I love that game, dude. I've played it through so many times. I mean, if I find a game I really dig, but the only games that I've played through more on that than that one is, and I'm talking about single player games now. Let's be clear here. I mean, you know how many hours I've put into DCUO. Fuck, it's nothing else comes close other than Madden, maybe Madden. You know what I mean? Over the years, but. I guess Beyond Two Souls is probably the next one that I've probably put in the most time into. Is that one?
What about you, John? Did you have a Star Wars favorite?
Yeah. It's probably either Galactic Battlegrounds or the original Star Wars Battlefield 2.
The Battlefront.
Battlefront, yeah.
Battlefront 2?
I've been playing that one too. I got it on Xbox, and I've been playing that one too. Love it.
Although I do have a soft spot for the Pod Racer game.
I played that one
the Pod
too.
Racer game was free on Xbox.
I had that on 60. I had it on 64.
Yeah. They
this
totally
is pod racing.
They just redid the pod racing game, and they updated the graphics and everything, and they gave it away for free on fake Star Wars Day, because the 25th is the real Star Wars Day. So
Colin says Rogue Squadron 3 is mine. He likes flying those TIE fighters and X-Wings. That's what he likes, man.
Yeah, I almost said X-Wing versus TIE fighter, but I like the strategy games better than I like the
Republic Commandos was another good one. Great story.
You know,
I had a lot of fun.
That's a game that not a lot of people give love to, and I'm glad to hear you say that, because that's a good game. So
I thought it was a great game.
It was an awesome game.
It was a war game. It was a war game. Like you're going as a squad through battlefields. It was awesome.
Yeah. Shoot. If it's a strategy game, I would never play it. I'm not into those at all.
No. It's a pure shooter game. It's
is
like,
it? Oh, cool.
It's like Gears of War.
Okay.
It's a tactical shooter.
Yeah,
okay.
you can set things up a little bit, but yeah, because you
a first-person shooter.
I think it was third.
If it's third, I can deal with it. If it's first, no.
Let's take a look.
The only first-person shooter I ever got into was GoldenEye. That's the only one.
Whoa, it's GoldenEye.
GoldenEye. Yeah, I mean, I think everybody got into it, but
they just brought that back too.
Yeah, they brought it on the if you had the collection, because I got it for free 1 year. Xbox gave it to me because I was part of this group that was doing stuff for them. They gave me the whole where they have the Epic game, or not Epic. What is it? Where they had?
It was first person.
They had
no thanks.
They had all the games on it, like from Nintendo and stuff on there, and then they gave it to me for free. Xbox gave it to me for free because I had the collection. So
Yeah.
It works good. And here's my thing is they still have some of the jank that was in there, but they did take some of the they did fix it some. So, but it's still GoldenEye.
Yeah.
And they move a little bit better too. So,
dude, that satellite dish part at the end of it, it's just off the chain, man. That is crazy. Colin says Republic Commando for FPS was FPS.
Yeah, I'm looking at gameplay right now. I forgot.
First person,
and you could direct your squads to like different spots, and they had different kind of special.
It was FPS, freaking piece of shit.
No, first person shooter. I'm not going to poo poo on people to play that because I mean, my God, how many people play Medal of Honor and Call of Duty and all that shit? It's all first person stuff, man.
Oh, original Medal of Honor was awesome.
You know what turned me off of first person stuff was playing with my nephew on Halo. Okay, he would kill me and then he'd be right there at the spawn point to kill me again when I showed up, and I couldn't see him. And I couldn't see him.
SOCOM was one of the worst games for that.
Oh, yeah, God, hated that shit, man. Wow.
Halo 2, they kind of fixed it a tiny bit because I actually was in a league for Halo 2, and I actually won some money off of Halo 2. So, playing professionally, yeah. So,
you go, man. You go.
So.
When it comes to Starship battles and stuff, though, you guys are going to laugh at me. My favorite freaking game that I ever played, flying like a fighter or you actually in this game you fought with American aircraft was ID4. I played the shit out of that game flying underneath one of those saucers, dude, killing bad guys. I love that game. I can't even remember what console that was on, but I played the shit. What's that on the Saturn? Is it that old? I want to say it was on the Saturn.
I think it would be that old.
Yeah, because that movie came out in the 1990s, right?
Yeah.
Didn't it? Yeah, I'm pretty sure I played that on Saturn, and I know the graphics today would just be garbage, but man, I love that game.
I wanted to say, hey, Knock, I heard a rumor that they're going to do a remaster of Shadows of the Republic, Shadows of the Empire. I've been hearing some talk about it, and
Prince Izor.
What do you mean by a remake? It's just a book.
Or no, the game for Nintendo 64.
I never played the game. I never played the game.
Oh, I played the shit out of that game.
I didn't play a lot of Star Wars games back then.
If they make Prince Izor canon, that would be cool.
That would be pretty cool.
Yeah,
he almost seduced Princess Leia.
But here's the bad thing, and this is just a rumor. I heard they're going to turn Prince Izor into Princess.
Okay, you can't believe every rumor you hear.
Right? You can't.
I heard a rumor that Captain Jack Sparrow is going to be Jaquina Sparrow.
No, but you know, it's some shit you would know Disney would do. You know?
Nah.
I heard a rumor they're going to turn Mickey Mouse into Minnie Mouse.
Well, I heard a rumor next was it January 1st? Disney's fucked.
Did you because we kind of went over this, but did you? I don't know if it's a real commercial or not, but I heard it was. There's a Ford commercial now where they have like a paint job on it where it's rainbow colors for a Ford truck. It's a commercial.
What are we talking about?
I haven't seen
Ford,
this.
The Ford, the vehicle, has a commercial. Let's see.
Everybody's all getting ready for next month where we're going to have 30, how many days is next month?
30.
30?
I'm not sure.
We're going to have 30 days of bullshit pushed down our throats.
The Rainbow Month? Is that what it is?
Yeah, it's the Rainbow.
Oh, boy. Oh,
next
boy.
Month, yeah.
Let me see. Let me find this real quick. And I've shown this before, but I'm going to show it again once Knock finds his stuff he wants to put up. But
maybe it's not a real thing.
I'm going to show you guys the trailer for the Star Wars game I can't wait for.
Yes. Have you seen that Dove commercial?
No. I don't know what you're talking about.
Well, it's a collaboration. It's a collaboration between Unreal Engine and Dove, and they're talking about how 74% of female gamers don't see themselves in the game, and yada yada yada. So they're going to work with Unreal and change that.
Oh God!
Whatever.
That's this big whole 3 thing where the character takes off her armor and she's actually plus size.
Oh man. That you know what?
Okay, I see it.
You got it?
Yeah.
What you got there?
Now this was actually 10 months ago.
Well, yeah. Uh-oh. A couple of dirty trucks there, that's for sure. They're doing the dirty.
Now they're going to the water.
Until they get cleaned up. Wow, they got pretty clean there. Oh shit.
There we go.
Rainbow truck. Woohoo!
Hey, can you guys send me the link for this?
Put the link in the private chat there,
Yeah, please put the link in the private chat for me.
because he likes to make videos on stuff like this.
Redefining cup.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was actually 4 months ago, so that's actually been up for a while.
Hey, Joe, you know that's going to show up on the EMFer now.
Oh, yeah. It's going up pretty quick. I know that, man.
You know I'm going to put that on the EMFer.
You know that for sure. All over it. But this here, guys, you've all seen it, but I can't watch this enough. I can't wait because you guys know I love Quantic Dream. This is the Star Wars game I am looking forward to right here. This looks tough as nails, baby. It really does.
That reminds me, I need to play Detroit Become Human again.
Yeah. I need to finish it. I don't have enough time now, Knock. I can't play my games, dude. I might play that one tonight. I don't know. We'll see. But this just looks tough, dude. Did I show you this one, Jed?
Actually, no, you didn't.
I'd be surprised.
Check it,
but I
man.
have seen it.
You didn't hear a rumor about it, Jed?
Yeah, I hear the drummer guys are actually going to be drummer girls in the actual release.
Those are actually the female version of those creatures. And there's Colin crashing and
yeah, there's Colin. Check him. He's like,
he's running like he does, just staying true to form.
But you know how these games are, man. The graphics are always, they step it up a notch every time they make one, man. This looks awesome.
I've been waiting for another open world RPG for Star Wars.
Yoda.
They're going to replace Yoda with Yaddle.
Now, the Assassin's Creed folks are making Ubisoft.
It's going to be open world and everything. Yeah.
Ooh,
I hope so.
Love it.
God, I love my open world games. Man.
That looks badass, dude.
Dude, look at that! Federation, man.
Who are they?
Yeah, this is the one I can't wait for. And it's going to be a couple of years still. Because it takes Trade Federation. Look out. My favorite part, though, is right at the end of this when they show the last ships. Right here. Watch the last ships that go after them. They're Jedi single fighters. That's badass, dude.
I'm wondering if this is takes place during High Republic.
I don't know.
I was wondering about that too.
I'm wondering who this. It's got to be a Sith, an apprentice or a Lord, one of the two. I would imagine. I mean, that is just badass looking. It's a strategic withdrawal, Knock. There's a difference. Laugh out loud. Yeah, but that's the Star Wars game I'm looking forward to.
That'd be pretty crazy because, from what I understand, the Sith died out a long time ago. The true Sith, not the actual species Sith.
Right. It's going to be interesting to see, man. I'm looking forward to it simply because of the studio that makes it.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, they make great stuff, dude. I've got, what was it, Heavy Rain, Beyond Two Souls. Beyond Two Souls is my favorite one they've made.
Heavy Rain, I love Heavy Rain, dude.
Yeah, Heavy Rain's a great one.
I couldn't get into it because I couldn't pick up the coffee cup, and it just pissed me off.
Really?
Everything had to. There's a certain point in the game, and they fixed it with Detroit Become Human, or maybe even Beyond Two Souls, where you don't need to do every fucking thing, like direct the character to do every little thing, right?
Yes,
there's absolutely no reason for that. That's too much, control over the character.
Knock, you didn't get to the awkward sex scene near the end of the game?
No, I actually haven't. I haven't even watched the playthrough of Heavy Rain.
Joe, do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. It's been a while since I played it, but yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Ethan and her, and they awkward. He's all messed up, and they're like.
And then Beyond Two Souls, I only got to the desert, and then I was just bored out of my mind, so I gave up on that game.
I kind of felt that desert part didn't match with the rest of the game.
And it had exactly what you were just speaking about, Knock. It had too many mundane tasks. She was helping around on the farm, and it was kind of fucked up. Yeah.
I was like, this didn't fit with the rest of the game. What the hell? Like,
nah, it didn't really. I mean, it did deal with the spirit realm a lot because, Indians are spiritual and that's what it had to do with. But
it was interesting at first.
But it took a while to get through, though. Really did, man.
And that game, it really messes with your mind because you dictate, you dictate how far you go in these scenarios, and you really see kind of like a different side of yourself, and it's kind of a mind F when you're doing it because how far am I willing to go? Right,
especially like the birthday party scene, man. You
exactly
can really fuck those kids up if you want to.
Yeah, like how far are you willing to say? And then you're like, oh no, I'm going too far. I don't want to. I don't want to keep going with this, but part of you is like, how far can you go with this?
Yeah, it's a cool game. I did a walkthrough when I first started doing walkthroughs. I did one of that, and I'm gonna do another one. I just dig that game, man. But I need to finish. There's two of them that you clued me into that I need to finish. Well, one of them I told you I would finish, and I've got to work on. I've gotten into another one of these fucking rooms I can't get out of in fucking Last of Us 2. Fucking Abby Smash can't get out of this fucking one room. She keeps dying. So I'm stuck there. I'm going to have to work my way through that. I'll probably do it. What I'll probably do is I'll probably do that not on a stream. You know what I mean? And then get back into it. But just to get it done. And the other one that I'm kind of stuck on is... what the fuck game is that? Oh, shit. I lost my train of thought. But, the other one I told you I would do is, let's see, Last of Us 2. What was the other one? Oh, yeah. The one we were just talking about. Detroit Become Human. I got to finish that. I got to finish that one. But I am enjoying that one. And he's back. What's up, man?
Detroit Become Human is that it's so you can replay it.
Can you hear me?
There's different storylines.
Yes.
I actually ended up playing one storyline with my parents. Because I thought the game was so good enough that it could translate over to them to where it's a story game.
Yeah, just making decisions.
And I had them make the decisions and see how different my playthrough was from what they did. And that actually got us into a few things that I ended up doing with them, which was, I don't know if you've done a lot of these, Joe, full motion video games.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a couple, even on PlayStation, and that are actually pretty good. But they're real actors, and you choose the outcome. It's like a movie that you play.
No, I've never. I don't know what you're talking about.
I'll have to show you a couple of them. Like Control is you're in a.
I've downloaded Control. I haven't gotten into it yet.
Yeah, it's basically a movie that you make the directions of where it goes.
Okay.
And I did that with my parents too, and they loved it. I had them make the decision. Sometimes my dad picked, sometimes my mom picked. Somebody would die, and then that he couldn't pick for a while, and then so it was you just never know what's going to happen. There was another one. So, I can't remember the name of Late Night, but it was basically you're just a guard at a car garage. You're just sitting there as a guard. Yeah, and then you get basically roped into like a Ocean's 11 scheme to become a thief. Like it's crazy. Like so there's a lot. There's a couple games out there that are pretty.
Phantasmagoria is
full
awesome
motion video games. That's what it is.
Okay.
FMV, full motion video games. A couple of them out there that are really good. A couple that have come to PlayStation and they come in packs too. There was, and so I would look into those too. They might be fun for you to play.
That's something I would get into. That sounds like that sounds like it's about a notch almost above the Quantic Dream stuff.
Exactly. It's like basically because that's what I got him into because I did the Detroit Become Human because I was like we're doing these full motion video games, but obviously Detroit's a little longer. These are a lot shorter. They're closer to movies, so they're not very long. But there's a lot of different paths you can take, so you can see what other things you can do.
Hey,
Jed,
Knock,
what were you talking about?
have you ever played Phantasmagoria 1 or 2? Knock?
No.
It's an FMV. It's an old one, so
Okay.
it's really, really good. One is later on where you're in this office and all the strange stuff happens, and the first one is, I think, you're in this castle and this magician invites you over, and it gets gory at parts and it gets really freaking weird. But I love FMV games. Like, they're awesome. I have those. So
I don't know that I've ever played one myself, but I have downloaded Control. I thought the redhead looked.
I believe that's the one. I think Control. I'll have to double check that.
If a game's got a hot chick, I will check it out, man.
Control's awesome because she's got a nice ass.
Yeah, I was fixing to say, man. Look, not gonna tell you, man. On DCUO, I got 20 characters. 19 of them are chicks. It's the privateer and his band of bitches. Because if you're gonna stare at an ass,
okay,
playing a video game.
That's not the one I'm thinking. Control was free on on PlayStation Plus, I think, or something like that.
Yeah,
but I think I ended up getting that too. I never played it, but that's not the game I'm thinking of.
Okay.
But
yeah, if I'm gonna stare at somebody's butt all day, it might as well be a fine female butt, I guess. What is it, John?
If you're looking for a full motion video game, there's one called Not for Broadcast.
Okay.
Basically, you're in a studio. You've got to basically produce a television show from this live action stuff, and you've got like to censor, and you've got like to switch cameras and stuff so your ratings go up, but it's all full motion video.
Colin says Quantum Break.
That's pretty much what we're discussing.
Quantum Break is awesome, yeah.
Okay. All right.
I played all the way through that.
But you can get it on Xbox
and
PlayStation.
I have. There's a few that I've played.
Yeah, they just put it back on the Xbox Game Pass.
This one I've done. I think it was this one where you're basically doing a bunch of interviews, and you're trying to ascertain the murderer of this group, and you have just these random people that you're talking to at this place, and you're just trying to get different answers from them. Like, you ask the questions, but you're actually a shapeshifter, but you can't let them know that you're a shapeshifter. So you're basically going into your room, changing into a different character, and then going back to the same person and asking them as somebody else.
Full motion video game. Is that what I'm hearing?
Or Shape-Shifting Detective. That's the one I was thinking of. The other one, I can't remember the other. I think the other one's like a murder mystery. Telling Lies is interesting. This one actually has the chick from Westworld in it. One of the prostitutes. She's in this one. I think she shows some stuff off in this one too, but I can't remember. Trying to think.
Sounds like I'd be into these things, man.
Yeah,
dude.
Late Shift is the one I was thinking about. Late Shift is the one that's it's a crime thriller where you're just like some guard at a car garage, and then you get hoisted into this scenario where you basically become part of a theft.
Are these the games that Charlie's playing?
The Bunker is crazy. I played that.
I didn't get into Bunker because there was too many things you do, but this is one where you basically believe that you're the only one alive, but you're in a bunker.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yep. Did you put the link for the car vid in there, man?
Yeah, it was the copy of the first link that was up there. I clicked on it. It's not the.
Oh, did I get the wrong one? Oh, was it the Stuntman one?
Yeah.
Why did it? I don't know why I did that.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. There was one other game. I'm afraid it's not on this list, but it's on PlayStation. I think it's the. Because there's a couple other games that are on PlayStation. I can show you some other time, Joe. Just
that's cool. But give me the link to that list, and then get him the link to the truck. Yeah, and then get him the link for the truck video.
I'm going to find a better list for you because some of these games I don't even know about.
Have you ever played Night Trap, Joe?
Night Trap? No.
Yeah.
Is it a horror game? Because if it's a horror game, I don't play them.
No, it's more of like. It was made back in the early 90s.
Okay.
And it had Dana Plato from Different Strokes in it.
Doesn't ring a bell, man. I think the closest thing, and I'm not saying it's a horror game, but the closest thing to a horror game I ever played was Blood Rain. I love the Blood Rain series, dude. Love those games.
I love that game. I keep hearing they want to make a remake, but they just
Dude, I'd love to see. There's certain games I would love to see them do, and we're gonna have to do another show because we're coming up on the 2 hour mark, and I always stop at 2 hours because I got dinner coming. But there's so many games that I would love to see them do a modern take on, man. I'd love to see. My favorite fighting game of all time, you guys have heard me say this before, is Eternal Champions. I'd love to see a new version of that with the Injustice 2 type graphics and stuff, man.
Yeah.
The stuff Mortal Kombat's doing now. That would be awesome. There are so many. I mean, that list, I'll have to make for the next time we do a video game show. We might have to do one of these a month. You know what I mean? On slow weeks, because we're kind of in limbo this week. We're gonna have plenty to talk about next week. I got a feeling after some movies come out. But
wait, let me see
what you got there, Big Daddy. Oh, you're looking up that truck video for him?
No, I was looking to see what next week is. We got 2 weeks. Well, we got 2 weeks till all hell breaks loose. So.
Yeah, for sure. That's the last weekend of the month. You talking about Little Mermaid? Yeah. Oh God. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, that's the last weekend of the month. There's the 2 links, man.
That's the June 1st is the director's strike.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, forgot about that. They're about to go on strike. I don't think it's the best time in the world to be striking, but...
Yeah, it ain't going to come out the way they think it's going to happen.
And then the Teamsters, and then the actors.
Yeah.
The Film Actors Guild.
Hollywood don't watch it. They're going to implode on themselves, the damn idiots.
Yeah, what did these idiots not realize? It's not going to come out the way you think it's going to happen.
Right.
Well, next game show, I want to reserve time to talk about the ultimate console, the PC.
The PC, yes, absolutely. Because I'm not going to talk about it because I don't play them. I don't play them. Several games I do play, like DC Universe Online and Star Trek Online, started on the PC.
Yeah.
But
so did Old Republic. It started on PC.
Yeah. So,
but it didn't get to go over, even though they.
But I have never. You know what, John? The only video game I've ever tried to play on with a keyboard was Madden. I got the one with Eddie George on the cover. I think it was 2001. I think it was that game, and I got it for a PC. And I tried it. I just couldn't do it, man. I kept fucking it up. You know what I mean? I couldn't do it. I'm so used to a controller that, I couldn't use the keyboard.
I remember when I did play the Old Republic for about a month. Mm-hmm. And then I came back and played DCUO, and it felt so strange to hold a controller.
Right?
Computer for that long. It's
what do you got there, man? You want me to share this or?
You can. I was going to keep it at least after the stream, or you can share it right now. This is just the Complex was the one I was looking for. This is one of the games where you're a scientist, and I was going to show just a little excerpt of what the game's like.
Sure.
But it's full on acting.
Okay. You got sound?
Oh, did I not play it?
Did you forgot to check the box, bro? Yeah. Butt face. That's his nephew? Wasn't that your nephew?
Oh yeah, my niece is nephew.
Yep. Let me know when you're ready.
Yeah.
But this has been a fun one, and we'll have to do more video games because I love video games. I grew up with them, like you, Jed. I grew up with them. It's just I haven't put as much time into them as you have, obviously.
I've actually, people are like, you could have made it. I did at one point. It was a career, but now that I'm on YouTube now, and then they're like, dude, you have like 40 years worth of video game knowledge up in that noggin. So it's like, or even more, because when I was born, and here's the thing. PlayStation or PC or Nintendo or Xbox, I love them all. I do have an Xbox, but I chose Xbox because I have limited funds, so I was like, hey, which one do I know that I have a lot of this stuff for already?
Right.
And then basically, if I want to play a game, I can just get off my Xbox and come to my PC and play my games from my Xbox, So that's the reason why I chose the Xbox, but I've had everything basically.
Yeah.
So
I hear you. Colin says PC is the choose your own adventure console. Laugh out loud. Yeah. There's a lot more choices for that. That's for sure. Okay.
there is.
Here you go, Knock.
Just need to use the gents.
Is that the chick from Lois and Clark that's a reporter?
So you're making decisions. Okay.
Yeah, exactly. So this is, and depending on what decision you choose, that dictates the course. Could dictate the course of the whole thing. Now, some of them are kind of smaller decisions, some are bigger decisions, but you're timed on how you do it. Or I think you can turn it off. But I know a lot of there's like YouTuber or Twitch streamers that allow the chat to pick the path and stuff like that. So it's a really good interactive game with chat too. I've seen it a lot used in that way too, and you just kind of choose which one you want to do.
Please.
Gotcha.
And then the action
she looks like a sinister chick, the one with the cut. The
still hides behind the motto when the stakes are high.
I fear they're higher than we know.
So it's drama. This one is a they have a lab underground. They have like a virus thing or something like that
the complex.
Yeah, so it's
so
like
they kind of Resident Evil it a little bit,
A little bit, yeah. So it's just, but their acting's pretty good. So like I said, each playthrough is like a little bit over an hour. These aren't very expensive games. They're usually like $10.
Cool.
But you can do multiple playthrough, and I think something like that. I think anyone with a couple can get into it, and they can pick the paths and kind of deal. And it's
that may be something I get into with me and Rhonda. Yeah.
Exactly.
That looks like something she and I could do. Yeah. Okay, boys and girls. Well, listen, we're going to put a bow on this one for tonight because I got a steak coming. She's going to be in the door any second with that sucker. I got steak and egg breakfast, Jed. That's why I cut it off at 7:30.
Oh,
she's coming through the door with food, baby. You know. So let's go to John first and see what's going on with you, man. Let them know where you're at, buddy.
Well, I'm always on Pop Culture Minefield, except for Tuesdays. That's various times per day. In the mornings at 10 a.m. Central. Afternoons on Friday and Sunday at 1. Although I'm behind the scenes on Sunday for the wrestling show with Joe.
Yes.
And Saturdays is the increasingly misnamed Sunday morning fun time.
Yeah, Saturday morning?
It's Saturday morning, yeah. Saturday morning
fun Saturday time. Morning fun time that's in the afternoon. Yeah.
Yeah.
But every other week they're doing Tom and Jerry now, though, right?
Yeah, Tom and Jerry. I think next one coming up is Ghostbusters.
Cool.
And that should be this Saturday. And besides being here on Wednesdays, on Mondays, you can find me on that 70s Rock Fans channel on It's Only Talk and Roll.
He's taking a couple weeks off, but he's got some good stuff coming up, man. He's got some good stuff coming up. Oh, my gosh. Yes. All right, man. Well, listen, thanks for being here. Knock, let him know what's up, man.
Not too much. I'm just, usually here. And then, of course, we're getting closer and closer to football season. It is starting.
Yes.
It is getting closer.
Yes.
I might have to upgrade my setup here.
Yeah. You're gonna have to do something because we got the NFL pregame party coming up pretty soon, and like I said, it's probably going to be Hall of Fame weekend. It's probably going to be our next show. We did a live draft, and that was a lot of fun.
That was
Das Wolfen was there live. God love him. He couldn't hear anything we were saying, but it was good to have him there live on the ground.
All 5 pixels of him?
All 5 pixels of him, yes, absolutely. It was great. But, okay, let's see. Yeah, and Jed, let them know where you're going to be. I know you're going to be on with me here in a couple of hours.
I'll be on the game show with you later on.
Yeah,
so.
for sure.
And then, okay, what's today? Oh. I may be popping over to somebody's birthday, the random nerd, the common nerd, I think. Sorry. I'm not trying, because I have a lot of things going up in my head.
Gotcha.
Right now. I might be popping over there for his birthday party, and then I'll be on with Joe tonight, and then, depending on, sometimes I get thrown invites on Thursdays and stuff to wherever, and then on Friday's the big day. Friday's one of the bigger days. because we have the MFR Roadhouse that I've taken over from Matt until he comes back from his sabbatical. And then right after the MFR Roadhouse, we have Ball Busters, which is on Dermy's channel. I send everybody from over there to our, and then on Saturday, I'm on Vets Talking Sometimes with Soldier.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's Sunday's a random day, and then it's just I'm starting to get people are like, hey, you want to come on? Hey, you want to come on? Hey, you want to come on? So,
yeah, hey man, it's all about networking, isn't it?
Yeah,
so. But yeah, definitely tune into his show, the MFR Roadhouse on Fridays. You start that about 8 p.m. Central, 6 o'clock your time. Huh?
Yeah, 6 o'clock. It's the same time Matt set up.
Mm-hmm.
So we have at least 2 or 3 hours.
You guys pretty much, that's the one that you turn to after you're done with Friday Night Tights. That's the one you turn on right there. Great show.
We're about having a good time, bullshitting, talking about things that happen during the week, and crazy shit goes on over there. Ruben's over there. Joe comes over there too. Joe's always welcome if he can make it because he works.
I worked that night. I told you, my luck, this is what would happen. I'd get on my iPad, I'd start talking to you, and then one of my clients would mess up and I'd have to leave. I just can't take the chance. But
everybody, you guys are always welcome to come over. Dust Wolf and I actually, so a few times you can come over, man, anytime you want. Knock, you can come over, dude. We can kick it. We can chill. We can talk about Star Wars and all the other stuff. It's a smorgasbord of just things that happen during the weekend and random things.
Yeah.
So
it's just a bunch of guys having fun, man. That's all it is.
So we're just bullshitting, talking about things that happen during the week and stuff.
So, you know what we're watching tonight out of me, and that's State of the Atmosfere. And we do this, me and my friends do it every Wednesday at 5:30 p.m. Central Time. You can come check us out. We're going to do just like we did tonight, kick it about whatever we decide the subject's going to be that night. And later on tonight at about 10 p.m. Central, 8 o'clock your time, Jed. Make sure your clock is right. It's Papa Joe Gamer After Dark. I'm leaning towards Xbox 360 tonight. I don't know what I'm going to pull out for it. I'm thinking it may be time for some jiggle time. I may have to pull out Rumble Rose's Double X, do a little wrestling. Might have to do that. Yeah, let's do it. But anyway, I do that every Wednesday and Thursday night at 10 p.m. for a couple of hours till midnight. So come check me out there. It's video games, cocktails, and fails. We have a couple of drinks and have a good time. And then, of course, tomorrow night you can watch me and my brother Hack the Matrix. The Brothers Hack the Matrix every Thursday at 6 p.m. Central. And what are we talking about? We're talking about a headline-driven show where we pull back the curtain on The Wizard of Oz and tell you what's really going on behind those headlines. The Brothers Hack the Matrix, 6 p.m. Central every Thursday. And then, of course, you can watch me plot the pages of The Privateer. Me and my friend Justifier Jim, another DCUO alum of mythology like Knock and Colin, gets together with me when he's not busy. He's been busy here lately, but he'll be back when he has time as I plot the pages of The Privateer, the upcoming comic book I'm working on. And then, of course, Das Wolfen's behind the scenes for this one on Sundays at 1 p.m. That's Dork Side of the Ring. The Dork Knight himself, Danny Ballard, myself, and Johnny Rock get together to talk about everything AEW, WWE. And we also have a section of my personal favorite, the State of the Apron, where I tell you what's going on in the minor leagues and the independent scene. And that's all brought to you at 1 p.m. Central on Sundays by Pop Culture Minefield and KGRA Radio. And this Sunday, there will be a member stream on Comics Division's channel, and I will be there with Ruben. And I think, John, didn't you say something about popping on there? Because you're a member, right?
Yeah, I'm a member. I keep forgetting to go over there during the member streams. But
8 p.m. Central is when he kicks that off on Sundays. He does it every 2 weeks, and this is the week he does it. And then on Monday, I'm on Military Monday, Morning Coffee with Gary. He hasn't got a thumbnail up for his new one this week. Who knows what it's
is
going to
he
be?
being
Oh, wait a
slow
minute,
again?
John. Didn't you say it was Covenant that he's doing
Yeah,
this week?
I think we're doing the Covenant this
Doing
week.
Covenant.
Okay.
Yep, that's the new film with God. What's that kid's name? What is his name that's in that plays the lead? Oh God, his sister was in the first Batman movie is the chick. Oh, don't worry about it. Anyway, Covenant, Military Monday.
Yeah.
Gary starts
Pfeiffer?
at 10.
Pfeiffer? Michelle Pfeiffer?
No. The first Batman movie, the love interest, God Almighty, I'm having a brain fart.
Nicole
Christian
Kidman?
Bale, the Nolan series.
Yeah, okay,
the first chick.
I was like, which
the
one?
first chick. Who was it? Who was the chick in the first one? It's her brother.
Okay.
Oh, Gyllenhaal.
Yeah, Jake Gyllenhaal's in Covenant. That's it. I don't know why I had a brain fart, but that's the one he's covering. He's going to do it 10 a.m. Central on Monday morning. And then, of course, you got the rest of us showing up again Wednesday. So, for myself, John Das Wolfen, Knock, and Jed Revenwolf, I want to thank you guys for being here. And until we see you again, I want you guys to keep on keeping on. God bless.